Well, Nick joins me now from Sefton Park in Liverpool. And the only thing that is really apparent from this, Nick, is how complicated an issue this actually is in trying to understand what is happening and then, as a result of that, try to tackle it.
That's right, and that's what we tried to set out. We tried to look at the figures, the actual raw data. We tried to look at all those other factors like socioeconomics, deprivation, but we also tried to look at this idea that was constantly coming through, that northern men perhaps had this idea that they couldn't talk about what they should be talking about. And all these themes we explored in this report. Now, I've come 40 miles west from where you are, Stephen, to Sefton Park Cricket Club because I wanted to talk about a young man in particular, and he was called Alex Miller. He was just 24 years old when he took his own life in December 2012, and it had a lasting effect on his friends and his teammates here, so much so that some of them formed a kind of organisation to try and go around cricket clubs in the area talking to young men who might be suffering from mental health problems, and it has been a huge success. Now I want to just introduce you to Dan Fazakerley, who's actually from a rival cricket club, not this one, Dan.
Just down the road,
so
Nick,
you're on sort of alien territory here, but you went to one of these sessions, didn't you? Because you wanted to try and take part. What kind of things happened in the sessions, and how did it help you?
Yeah, so obviously I attended one of Mark's sessions a couple of years ago, Nick, at my local cricket club in Ainsdale, just down the road, and it was a real eye-opener for me, really. Just the way that there has been these barriers surrounding mental health, and obviously people of our age finding it difficult to be able to express ourselves, to be able to talk to our mates maybe if we had a problem, or a family member. And obviously with what happened to Alex, who's a very similar age to myself, it was obviously tragic what happened to him. And so days like this and the programmes that Mark set about doing, it's really trying to spread the awareness and try and promote the message that it isn't weak to speak, and that, you know, there's nothing wrong in talking to your friends and your family, and just trying to spread the message that there's nothing wrong with it, and that, you know, together we can tackle the stigmas of mental health and move away from this kind of stereotype that men can't express themselves and we can't talk, and just trying to move away from that, really.
And so it helped you kind of open up? Were you not open up beforehand? What is it about this kind of idea that you're not willing, some men aren't willing to talk about their problems, and what did the course allow you to do?
It's an interesting point, actually, Nick. I'd like to think that I've always been able to, if I was in that position and I did have a problem, I'd be able to talk to somebody, and I wouldn't sort of hide away and bottle up my feelings. But I think, having done the sessions with Mark and sort of started this journey with opening up cricket, it's definitely changed my outlook, my perspective. So before, I think for a lot of us guys there was barriers, whereas now we're realising that there isn't, but we just need to spread that message to everyone, really, and show them that there's nothing wrong with it, and that we can talk and we can sort of tackle this problem.
Well, thanks, Dan. Dan Fazakerley there, who's one of the cricketers here, who's taken part in these sessions designed to get the guys here to just open up about some of their potential problems that they may be having. Remember, suicide amongst young men is the biggest killer of young men in the UK. Rates are highest in the northeast and the northwest. It was one of the big findings in our report today, of course, the others being alcohol and drugs. But here in Liverpool, they're starting to talk about things a bit more.
Okay, Nick, thank you. What a great message from Dan, actually. It isn't weak to speak. A message that hopefully will resonate with a lot of people here. More coming up for you, talking to Andy Burke.